All right, that's great.
Yes, based in Blantyre. I don't know where you are residing at.
I'm based in Lilongwe at the moment.
All right, sir.
Sure.
Let me just write down my phone number below.
All right, get it.
So when is that school?
Good afternoon, everybody.
Afternoon, sir.
Hello, sir.
How are you all?
We are
Where do
fine,
you
and you?
I'm
We are
fine.
fine, thank you.
Can we know each other?
Okay.
Anybody can start. Just brief introduction, your name, where you belong to, what are you currently doing, or anything you want to say.
Okay, my name is Victoria Kafui Amaziga from Ghana.
Ghana. Okay.
Currently, I'm a student of IGNO Open University.
Okay.
Uh,
Any professionally you are engaged in?
yes, I'm a hairdresser by profession. At the
Sorry,
same time,
head?
hairdresser, a
Okay.
beautician.
Oh, beautician. Okay.
Yes, at the
Okay.
same time, I work in hospitality industry.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah,
Great. Welcome.
My
thank
name
you
is
very much.
my name is Pascal Blaise Zuza from Malawi.
Okay.
Um, I'm currently studying Bachelor of Human Resource Management with Pentecostal Life Universities. At the same time, I'm doing social work with IGN.
Okay. Okay. Welcome.
Thank you.
Anyone?
Yes, of course. My name is Philip Kabata. I'm from Malawi, and currently I'm working the UNC project where we are doing different health research studies across
Okay.
the country. Thank you.
Fine. Anyone?
My name is Ella Kabango from Malawi. Currently, I'm teaching a certain primary school, Cambridge. At the same time, I'm learning online with him.
Welcome. Welcome. Anyone left?
Yeah, my name is Michael Suponi from Malawi. I'm a community development professional. I've just completed my internship with one of the district councils
Which country you belong to?
in Malawi, Cholo District Council. So I'm a community development assistant. I was
All right. All right. Everybody completed? Ev- Everybody completed? Or anybody left?
Yeah, this is Kandiro Chaima from Malawi, a student at IGNO, second year, studying bachelor's degree of social work. I am an entrepreneur.
Fine. Fine. Okay. Welcome to everybody. And this is Dr. Muhammad Imran Ali from India, one of the states in India is Odisha. So I belong to Odisha, India. I have done my master and PhD in social work from here in India, Utkal University, Odisha. I am associated with IGNOU as counselor for MSW and BSW classes. By profession, I am into development profession since more than 15 years. Basically, I have been working for substance abuse prevention, working with children and women, children and youth in particular. And I have been associated with IGNOU since many years as counselor for MSW and BSW classes, and associated with National Coalition for Natural Farming in India, one of the coalition for upscaling and promotion of natural farming in the country. So this is how I'm into development profession completely. And in one of the colleges here in India, I have also taught for more than 9 years. So teaching, training, I'm a master trainer for substance abuse prevention, associated with different community radios. So this is how missed professions I have, and I'm into different development activities side by side teaching with IGNU. Please mute yourself only when unmute yourself when you want to talk something. Miracle, please. There is some disturbances. Thank you for muting. Am I audible to everyone?
Yes, you are doctor. You are audible.
Yes, we can hear you, Doctor.
Fine, fine, fine. Thank you so much. This is what I'm going to discuss. We are going to discuss that is BSW 121, professional social work and its values. Under this, we are going to discuss the important things like introduction to social work concept. Particularly, we are going to discuss these things in block 1. Introduction to social work concept 1, introduction to social work concept 2, emergence of social work in abroad, and evolution of social work tradition and education in India. This is what we are going to discuss. What exactly do you think about social work? What is your opinion, your understanding on social work? What you exactly understand by the word social work? Anyone can speak? Is it okay we'll discuss together, or I'll be only lecturing? Is it okay when we'll be discussing together?
Yes, that would be a great one for us.
Yes. So because I believe that knowledge is not limited to any particular person. We all of us, we have certain understanding. We have our own knowledge. We have our own skills. So let us learn from each other with our mutual discussions. And IGNU classes are almost counseling classes when we discuss the things. Anyone can share his or her understanding on social work. What social work is actually?
I think social work is a profession that is
Yeah,
equipped with scientific base
yeah,
and is mainly for helping people who are weak in society, strengthen them to be independent on their own.
fine, fantastic. Any other idea by anyone else? Anyone wants to add something to what? Madam is talking about. Anyone, please? Okay, someone is raising hand. Please, please go on.
Yeah, my name is Benjamin from Malawi.
You're not audible
Uh,
properly.
Hello.
Ah, yeah, yeah. Please be louder.
Yeah, my name is Benjamin from Malawi.
Okay, Benjamin.
Uh, yeah, I think social work is a profession whereby
Yeah.
a social worker is taking a necessary step to help someone who has got a problem to solve his or her own problem.
Okay. Okay. All right. Fine. Social work. When we try to understand the history of social work as it social work is not a new concept. The history of social work is very old. But when we see the history of professional social work as a profession, it is not so old. It is quite young discipline, young profession. So when we call some discipline as profession, we must see certain things if these characteristics are associated with this discipline or not. Certainly, when we call medical science as a profession, when we call engineering, law as profession, certainly we must see some characteristics. Profession means the profession must have a branch of knowledge, must have code of conduct, ethics, values, social recognitions, professional associations. All these are the mandatory things. As I mentioned, social work as profession might be a newer concept, but social work as it is never new thing. Social work is associated with human civilizations from dates back to the history of human civilization. So, social work emerged as profession when social work started becoming popular as a discipline, emerged with scientific tools, knowledge, skills, academic curriculum, research were done. It gradually it was established as a profession. Different associations, professional social work associations came into being globally in any other country of the world, in India, in African countries, in Europe, Middle East, America, many other places. So, when we see social work as a profession, simultaneously, we also see many concepts which are understood to be social work because those concepts are also helping concept for human beings. As you are mentioning, social work is a profession that believes in promoting changes, in bringing happiness, in promoting happiness among people. Or social work is a profession that helps person to help themselves. We want to create independent people. We want to promote peace. We want to promote happiness in the society. We want with individuals, we work in the family, we work with community, we work society at large. So in between, we come across different concepts, words, which are very much similar or understood to be social work as well. even if professional social work slightly differs, or professional social work may also be using those tools and techniques, concepts, but we also see differences. For example, charity. Charity. Have you heard the word charity? CHAIRTY. Charity. Have you heard the word charity?
Yes.
What do you understand with this word charity? Any idea? Anybody can say?
Yes, charity is giving of alms to
Yeah.
people without any expectation in returns, or material
Do you,
expectation or reward
yeah.
in returns.
Do you think charity and professional social work is the same?
No.
But charity also tries to create happiness. But mostly charity is linked to our religions and religious belief system. But people sometimes believes if somebody is very charitable person is also understood to be social worker, means professional social worker. Come on people, come on people, the layman consider charity or alms given activity as social work, which is not absolutely correct. Charity basically refers to charitable actions or alms given, performing other benevolent actions of any sort for the needy with no expectation of material reward. What you also spoke the same thing. When somebody is a charitable person, he or she tries to do some charitable activities. Why? Because she or he has no absolutely expectation of reward out of it. And many times we see why we become charitable, just we want to attend our religious needs, that is basically our spiritual needs. When we study any scripture, religious scriptures of the world, any religious scripture, do you believe the religions or the religious books and scriptures they have deeper understanding, deeper belief system on charity? Do you believe like that?
Please come again.
Anybody?
Please come again with the
Anybody? Sorry?
kindly come again with the question, please.
Okay, I'm just telling, uh, charity is misunderstood as professional social work, but charity is different than that of professional social work. Number two, charity is mostly understood as our charitable actions where we believe in giving of alms, donations to the needy people without any expectations. Third, charity is basically many times Why we become charitable? Just because we want to attend our religious needs. And religions, all the religions of the world, they have spoken about charitable activities in order to get heaven, in order to get in satisfy God, in order to fulfill our religious needs. Is it okay?
Yes, please.
I say all the religions of the world, they believe in alms given. They believe in providing donations and alms to the people, particularly to the needy. Whatever religion scriptures you can talk about, you can talk about Christianity that also believes that Jesus Christ himself said, I was hungry and you gave me food, thirsty and you gave me drink. I was stranger and you brought me home, naked and you clothed me, sick and you cared for me, and prisoner you come to me. Believe me, when you did it to one of the least of my brethren, you did it to me. That means Christianity believes when we provide food, when we food to the hungry, when we provide clothes to the naked ones, water to the thirsty, when we give these kind of donations and we give alms to the needy people, that means that is directly you are giving to God, to Almighty. That is Christianity believes in. Similarly, Old Testament believes in charity. Simi- like that, like that, Vedas, the Hindu scriptures also have beautifully told about charitable actions. Sanatan or Hindu belief system believes that karma phal means your whatever you are doing in present life, you will get the same thing in your next life. In order to become human being in your next birth, you need to be compassionate, you need to be charitable to others in your present life. Vedas, the oldest Hindu scripture books, prescribes about donations, giving alms to the poor and the needy, and believes may the one who gives sign the most. Therefore, in Hindu philosophy also, charity has been glorified as an exercise in spirituality and socially sanctioned as a duty to be performed by every Hindu to pay the rinas. Rina means the debts. That means Hindu belief system, religion believes that we have taken debts, loans from the society. We need to repay those loans by providing alms and donation to the people, to others, not only to human beings, to any other living beings, to be compassionate to all the living beings around us. That is what Sanatan Dharma, Hindu Dharma believes. Islam in charity also, Islam largely believes in charity and psalm giving. Islam is talking about zakat, Z-A-K-A-T, zakat. That is annual donations, a must donation to the needy and poor. There are another concepts of sadqa, khairat, and similar concepts are there. These are mostly Arabic words, which all these words, zakat, fitra, khairat, these are the praiseworthy activities in Islam. And these are nothing but alms given, sharing of your own wealth with the poor and needy. Because by doing this, you can please Allah, God, as believed in Christianity, Judaism, Hinduism, so also in Islam. So also Zoroastrians, Sikhs, Buddhists, any other believer in the world, each and every believer of the world believes in alms giving activities. These are the charitable activities. This is called charity. And why we why we do this? We believe in charity. We believe in charitable actions in every religion. But sometimes the charity given activities is misunderstood as professional social work, which is not correct. Professional social work is something that has scientific methods, that has tools and techniques, and we systematically intervene for solving the problems as per our social work philosophy and practice. Similarly, other words are also equally understood as social work, which are actually not social work. For example, voluntary action, shramdan. Shramdan means voluntary manual labor. Voluntary manual labor means you, shram means labor, dan means donation. So shramdan means when you do something manually and physically. Can you give any example? What is what is this doing something by with your physical labor or manual labor? Can anybody give any example of this?
You are providing your community with drinking water.
I'm talking about or physical labor you contribute. In charity, I mentioned in charity donations, alms, given activities. You provide food to someone, you provide cloth to someone, you provide water to someone who is thirsty, like that. In
Yeah,
Sramdan, please, anybody?
yeah. Another example could be maybe constructions of maybe houses to the elders.
Sorry?
Construction of houses to the elders.
Yes, yes. Physical, manual labor. And this is also voluntary social work. Voluntary actions are also equally understood to be voluntary actions can also be physical activities. Even can be physical activities or can not be also. In Shramdan, we voluntarily come out to provide. If road is broken, you voluntarily come out, cannot wait for government to come. I will repair of my own. There is some kind of disaster, post disaster, you reach the place, you start serving people. Same thing. Maybe you are providing food, shelter, you are helping people to come out of the danger. This is how you become as a volunteer with your physical support, with your manual labor. And I mentioned dan means donation. Here, shram dan. Shram means manual labor. Dan means donation. So, shram dan means donation of your manual labor. Therefore, taken together, they mean the act of doing labor voluntarily to promote collective good through some kind of work for building or construction or plantation. For example, if you want to plant the trees or you want to go for plantation drives, you simply you come out of your home, you become a volunteer, and you go, you dig the earth and you plant the trees. By doing this, what you are doing, you're donating your shrama. Shrama means your shram. Shram means your manual labor. And you must have seen many people. You must have seen many people in your surrounding, those who will be very proactively coming with their manual labor. Have you seen such people? Notice such people in your areas? Or are
Yes.
you one of or are you one of them as believing in Shramdan, believing in voluntary manual labor? Are you one of them? Anybody else who can go for planting the trees, who can construct someone's house in slum areas and other places, who will be helping the community to construct their own roads with their manual labors. This is also sometime understood. And there are many young organizations. In India, we have National Service Scheme, NSS. We have National Cadet Corps, NCC. Do you know NCC? Anybody
No,
know
I've never heard
NCC?
about it.
Okay. NCC is basically National Cadet Corps. In schools and colleges, students take part as their co-curricular activities. They join NCC and they learn the skills of military forces like that, and they engage in community services. Similarly, there is a concept called NSS, National Service Scheme, in colleges and universities in India. Similarly, you must have some kind of this kind of activities in your own respective country among the school and college children. You must have heard about Red Cross. Red Cross.
Yes.
So in schools they have Junior Red Cross. The school children become Junior Red Cross volunteers. In colleges, YRC, Youth Red Cross. Have you seen in your country? Junior Red Cross or Youth Red Cross. Have you seen?
Yes. They are all over.
Yeah, they're all over the world. Similarly, in India, as Junior Red Cross and Youth Red Cross, we have NCC, we have NSS, National Service Scheme. National Service. The student is expected to serve. The student is taken to the villages to create awareness, to do manual labor like cleaning the things, planting the trees, organizing blood donation camps, cleaning the surfaces and the cleaning the villages, cleaning the community ponds, water tanks. All these things are being done by volunteers engaged with NSS and similarly NCC, Youth Red Cross, even Scout and Guide, that is also international. Scout and Guide, the girls join Guide, the boys join Scout. They also do the similar kind of activities. So many times it is understood that all these activities, whether Shramdan, whether voluntary activities, whether charity, and many other things like social reforms, movements, many other activities are understood to be to be social work, but exactly it may not be the same, or it is not the same as professional social work. Clear everybody so far?
Yes.
All others?
Yes, we are together, dog.
Am I able to reach all of you perfectly?
Yes.
Thank you, Salah. And I request all of you, you can also give certain local examples. Please let us make our classes live class, not one way lecture. Do you all agree to this?
Yes, sir.
Yes, we
So
do agree.
Uh, thank you, Philip and Victoria. Please give some example from your local areas also. As I mentioned about youth activities in colleges, I mentioned about Shramdan, voluntary activities, charity activities. So could you find? I mentioned that social work is not a new thing, but professional social work is a new thing. Now, did you get the difference? Social work and professional social work?
Okay, sir. So when we are asked, or if you want to understand better here, when we talk about social work, it does not come with the scientific know-how, scientific knowledge, but it has been there before, but it has been there for a very long time. The things that we do for others without any expectations, as people have taken it to be shrunk down and those things. I want to know the thin line between them. The professional I know is with the scientific base and research, but when we talk about the social work itself,
Yeah, yeah, yeah. That is what exactly I am telling. Ki social work is not a new thing. It has been there with human history, human civilization. We believe in charity, we believe in Shramdan, we believe in voluntary activities, and gradually social work emerged at professional social work. But what is the understanding of common people, layman, community people about social work? Anything that looks like service. What is, whether it is charity, whether it is voluntary activity, whether it is Ramdan, anything that looks like a service or that benefits the community, benefits the people. People understand this is social work. But professional social work is a discipline that has scientific base, knowledge, skill, and we develop attitude of serving the people or intervening the people's issues and problems. There are many concepts called social movement and social reform. What do you mean by social reform? Have you heard the word social reform?
yes.
Any idea? Any example? Or any elaborations? Can anybody please?
To my understanding, social reform is a way of doing away with things that are not humanly or socially accepted.
Hmm.
Things that yeah, people practice for a very long time, but in this era, we've realized that some of those things cannot still continue, cannot be part of our evolution. So there are some elites or people who come together and say that certain things have to be stopped or have to be done in a different way.
Hmm. Yes. Any example you can cite from your own place?
Um, Let me think through. Like culture,
Hmm.
uh, cultural beliefs, some cultural belief system. Those days, you can a woman, they allow them to be at home, only to be
Yeah.
not to be among men. They are be
Yeah.
excluded, but now we want to be included in every decision making in our society.
And in
So
many society, women were not allowed to go for remarriage after they became widow.
yes,
A man had the choice to go for multiple marriages. Even he or his wife dies, and after that, the person can go for marriage. Acha, there was system of child marriage globally. Children marriage, child marriage. So social reform means some reformer, reform. Re means again, form means to construct, to build up the society again, to question to certain socially accepted things. So some reformers, they emerged, they come with a new idea. He or she question to the existing social problem and says ki this is not acceptable, this is not acceptable, change it. And he or she wants to educate the people in and around. And after also people join him or her with his or her reformations. There will be drug abuse prevention, there will be drug abuse in your community, and you go and reform this community by creating awareness about not to take alcohol and substances, other drugs. You reform. There will be some issues or the issues with women, children, or against particular caste. In India, there was strong practices of untouchability, caste system. Do you know about caste system?
yes,
Any other person? Have you heard about caste system? As in many other countries, it was color, black and white. So particular color can enjoy all the human rights, while particular color, black, they cannot have any human right, will not be treated as human beings at all. Their rights will be discarded. Similarly, in India, the practices of untouchability. And historically, certain people enjoyed all social prestige. For example, four caste groups. Brahmin at the top. They're the top class people. There will be next three layers. And finally, there will be People who will be understood to be untouchables will not be touched. They're not pious people. And gradually people started questioning. Start from Buddha to Ambedkar, the father of Indian Constitution, and Mahatma Gandhi. You must have heard Mahatma Gandhi's name. You know Mahatma Gandhi, father of India, who
Yes.
who initiated campaign against colonialism in India as well as in South Africa. So in India, he not only wanted to make India free from British imperialism, but also tried to bring reformations, freedom, ensuring freedom, justice, and dignity to the people. To the people. So this is how reform works like this. So you can also become a reformer, social reformer, when you put questions to certain existing social problems, and to you want to create another kind of society where justice can be provided to the people. In movement, social movement, what that's the same thing but in a different mode it happens. In social movement, you want to resist, you want to change something, you put questions. Here, so in social movement, it is a collective effort, group effort, with a question why this will happen, why this will not change. Democratic movements are established by very common people very naturally. Political activists, social activists, they try to influence the masses. They wanted to put pressure upon the authorities, and they want to bring about certain changes by creating large number of awareness, engaging media. They put questions. They say this will not happen, or we want this kind of society. Initiation, I'm actually not using the screen. Any difficulties?
No, sir, everything is right. We are attentively following this side.
Benjamin, it is okay with you? Okay, 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 fine, fine,
It could be
fine.
sharing the screen could simplify things a little bit better.
Okay, okay. I'm trying to simplify the things. Any problem you have, you can please put questions with local examples. We can try to understand the things in much better and simpler way. So social reform is okay with you, all of you? Social reform?
Yeah, I'm okay with it.
Yes, social
Okay,
reform.
okay. Is okay?
Yes, very much okay.
Oh, fine. Madden, uh, defines social movement as an organized attempt. I'm just explaining over here. Social movement is an organized attempt, number one, by a group of people united by shared belief to effect or resist changes in the existing social order by non-institutionalized means. That means social movement is done by a single person or group of people. I mentioned it is done by a group of people, number one. Number two, what kind of attempt this is? This is a very organized attempt, initiative. By whom? Is it by an individual? No, it is done by a group of people. Number two. Number three, who are those people? Those people who share common belief system. For example, if there will be huge alcoholism in particular community, there will be alcohol shop. Because of this alcohol shop, people are hugely intoxicated and creating harms, bringing disharmony in the community, creating quarrels in the family life. Health is damaged. So certain people who believe that this shop is creating problem for us, but this is government licensed shop. We don't want to see this shop in our community. This is a common belief system among particular some people. What they do, they want to effect or resist changes. They do not accept this. They want to bring change in existing social norms or social order, and they want to bring change. They put questions. They are the common, they are certain people or group of people who have common belief system, who believe common ideas. They want to put question why this is happening and this should be changed. They launch social movement. By doing this, what they want to do, they want to create people's opinion, because these 4, 5, 7 people cannot bring change. They want to create people's opinion. They start talking to the communities, they start talking to the media, they start talking to the social media, they start talking to bringing posters, leaflets in the communities. They go for organizing rallies. Sometimes they go for protests, but non-violent ways, not violent ways, non-violent ways. They want to bring changes. With this, they want what they want. They want equity. They want to promote dignity of human beings. They want to ensure human rights, and they want to remove social problems. In reformation, you want to reform. Both are not very much different. One person, one idea comes, influence others, and possibly tries to convince the communities to change of their own. And sometimes social reform also leads to social movement. And in movement, there are collective people with common goal, common belief system. They want to bring changes in the society, and they want to promote human dignity, human rights, and this is how they want to bring changes in the society. Clear, all of you?
Yes, doctor.
All of you?
Yes, doctor.
Have you seen any social movement in your area? Can anybody give any example of it? Anybody?
Hello, sir.
Yes, sir. Please.
The social movement.
Yeah.
Recently in Ghana, there were a lot of movements demanded
Yeah.
from the government. The citizens were demanding from the government to look at our bills, the electricity bills, the water bills, and at the end, the attack from the government make it to be violent. Is it a part of the movement, or is it also a movement that we can take into account?
They went for violence.
No, the movement wasn't violent, but the government attacked them with the
That
police.
happens. That
Yes.
happens many cases. That happens in many cases when they want it. But in social movement, what other things we do? Therefore, in social movement, social worker, they want to collaborate with different other stakeholders. For example, they mobilize media, they mobilize political parties. They want to create bigger public opinion so that even government cannot pressurize them. Rather, government will be pressurized. Am I clearing you?
Yes, sir.
But sometimes that also happens. Government also takes serious notes and government think that this is going against us.
Yes.
Yeah. Similarly, different movements are also going over here. There is a concept called social security. Social security. Have you heard this word social security?
Sir, before you continue, I have a question.
Please.
Can we consider political rallies as a social movement?
Which one? Sorry.
Political rallies as a
Goals in the
social movement?
communities.
Yes.
No, that is not. Social movement is a collective effort by group of people. They want they share common belief system, common values they have. They want to put question to certain existing social issues or social situations. They want to bring changes so that they engage with the communities, they engage with the people, they want to create build up public opinion, and by doing this they also go with the government and do bargaining with the government. They create social networking, they involve many other people together, and they want to get the work done. For example, now they wanted to know shop, alcohol shop in the community. So collectively they work, they talk in media, they go for dialogue and discussions with the government. This is how they want to see or bring certain changes. This is what we understand social movement is. As I mentioned about Madan's opinion, Professor Madan, he said social movement is an organized attempt by a number of people united by a shared belief to effect or resist changes in the existing social order. In existing social order, what is happening, you put questions, a group of people come together, they put questions and they want to bring changes, and this is how different social movements, and this social movement can be environmental movement, can be women right movement, can be child right movement, can be tribal right movement. Is it clear with you?
Yes. It's clear.
So movement can be done by many causes, as I mentioned. Environmental movement. For example, in India there was a movement called Chipko movement. Chipko movement. That was the environmental movement. Chipko means just hold on the trees. Trees were cut. A movement was introduced called Chipko movement, means the movement people, they ignited the human beings, the community. So wherever there will be cutting of the trees, people did not want to speak anything to those people. They simply go and tightly hold the trees, and they said we will not allow to cut the trees. This is Chipko movement. There are many environmental movements to save forest, to save trees, to save water bodies, like that. So there are many movements for women rights. Why women will not be allowed to school? There are many movement for tribal rights, the rights of indigenous people in the society, tribal people, the marginalized communities, marginalized people. For them, there many movements were started by group of people, and finally they achieve. In some cases, movements also may not be achieved with the movements. Agar if movements are not rightly planned, rightly done, initiated, the movement may also result with no fruits. So that we need to very systematically organize our movement in order to achieve our target. And every social movement, it has its own goal. This is what they want to achieve. They have certain goals. Every social movement, they have certain goals. They want to achieve this goal, and to achieve this goal, they strategize and they initiate that movement in the community, and they influence other people, other stakeholder. They use mass media, and finally they achieve their own target. Okay.
Okay, sir.
Okay, fine. So there is another concept called social network. Social network is primarily articulated pattern of connection in social relations of individuals, group, and other collectives. Social network means creating network, getting in connected. So important characteristics of social network under social work is understood like-minded NGOs. NGO means non-government organizations. VOs means voluntary organizations. CBOs means community-based organizations working in a particular field in specified areas, which may be as limited as a town, city, or board as the entire world, come together to continue in a network of their own. For example, I mentioned you a coalition. For example, in your country, you want to promote organic farming. So you see who other are the people who are doing the same things. There will be some NGOs, there will be some individuals, there can be some group of people who will also be doing the same work. You just create networking with them. You get connected with those people because you have similar kind of agenda. You have similar ideas. You have similar goals to achieve. So I mentioned in movement, the social workers also go for social networking, because I said single-handedly you cannot solve the problem. You need a group of people and different other stakeholders to come together so that your voice becomes more powerful. So you go for networking. And why you go for networking? Number one, if you go for networking, your voices can be much bigger. And with whom you are going to create network? With the same like-minded kind of people who also share the similar kind of things and similar kind of opinions and similar kind of targets. So you want to go to create networking with them so that your voice become larger, more powerful. Your voices can be echoed very powerfully, very effectively. Similarly, many other concepts are there: social defense, social security, social services. There are words, there are also concepts there is also concept of social service. It is also very much similar to social work, but exactly it may not be a professional social work. As we discuss about charity, shramdan, voluntary action, voluntary activities, voluntary actions. So also there is a concept called social service. And this social service, actually, this social service or public services are visualized and organized by society or the state. The government can also do social service, and the society can also do social service. With social service, we want to give benefit to the all sections of the society. This is a service, any service that you want to do for larger society. And with this, you want to bring changes in the quality of life of the people. Quality of life. Government also does social service, provides health social service, provides services in health sector, provides services in education sector, provides services in child welfare sector. So in other different other sectors, government also does and you also do. With this social services, what we aim at, we want to have social development. We want to protect human rights of the people, those whose rights are deeply affected. And these social services are very much useful, very much needed and required for social work professions, because it also believes in development. Social work is concerned with promoting human and social development. But social services largely tries to benefit the society as a whole. Similar thing is also done by professional social work, but our agenda is social development by engaging with scientific tools and methods. Social work actually aims at promoting sustainable development. Social work, professional social work wants to bring sustainable development. Can you define sustainable development? Sustainable development means the development that sustains for longer period of time. Social work, professional social work wants to do something that will benefit you as well as the people coming after you, the next generations. Am I clear? Am I clear? This is called sustainable social work. Social work believes in promoting sustainable social development. Sustainable. But this is not happening in case of charity. Charity, you go, you feed someone and come back. Sustainable development means you do something so that the person, the community is not dependent upon you, rather becomes independent, and after you come from there, the development also continues without your presence. The development goes on, the development continues. This is called sustainable development. And we believe, social workers believe in not one time services. We will go and do and come back. This is social service. Social development, when there will be development and when it will be a sustainable development, that can be understood to be professional social work, because social work, professional social work believes in sustainable development. Social security. What do you mean by social security? Any idea? Any idea? Social security?
Yes.
Please.
To my understanding, social securities are the cushions that we fall on when unexpected or devastating uh, issues happens in our life.
Anybody else? Anybody
Yeah,
else?
yeah. Social security also would be regarded as measures that are put in place in a community in order to uh, address certain challenges that have been overstaying in that community. For instance, you want to promote agriculture. There is a famine in an area, or that area is being hit frequently by hunger. You come up with
Hmm.
initiatives, yeah, that will help them that at least they can survive for a long period of time, like promotion of green belt initiative. Here in Malawi we have that green belt initiative, whereby community members are being empowered to be at least harvesting more than once in a year, because there was that kind of hunger that has been hitting people in the country. So security or social security is like you are trying to make sure that people are able to survive to certain disasters or uh, any uncertainties that are coming ahead of them.
Okay. Okay. Any other? Anyone? Please.
Can
Can
you
I
also
speak?
say that there are
Please.
To my understanding, I believe social security has to do with the services you render to the
Sorry.
community, being able to sustain that services for a long
Hmm.
time. Social security has to do with sustainability,
Hmm.
being able to sustain those services that has been rendered, those help that has been rendered to the community. being able to sustain it
Hmm.
for a long time, for a long period of time. To my understanding, that's what I feel social security is.
Anyone else?
Can you also say that there are unforeseen situations that occur that we have a cushion for?
Ah,
Like,
okay.
like
Thank you all. Not audible, madam. I just wrote in the chat. Please, all of you, just read once. Are you reading? Hello, all of you.
yes,
Okay, just read once and try to understand. Everything is written over here. The meaning of very meaning of social security, and few things we'll discuss elaborately. Can anybody now explain whatever you are telling was the same thing or it is a different thing? Is the same thing or different thing?
it's the same thing, sir.
Social security that society furnishes through appropriate organization against certain risks to which its members are exposed. Human beings are having a risk. Do you believe this? Do you agree to this? All of us, we have
Yeah,
risk. Can you mention what risk do you have? All we have.
like women per se, when you go for labor, when you go into labor, and
Hmm.
at the end of the day, you cannot work again. You become crippled or blind through labor, you cannot work again. So where you've been working,
Hmm.
there should be
Yeah.
a means of for you to sustain you to for a very long time, and the baby as well.
Security means freedom from danger of risk. Number one, each of us, you, me, everyone in the world, is having some kind of risk in his or her or their life. Today, everything is okay. Tomorrow, we don't know what is going to happen. Some child may become orphan. Some person may lose hands, eyes, sight, legs, become PWD, person with disability, become disabled. Sometime we may also, everything is lost financially, bankrupted. Somebody may become widow and everyone will become old people, senior citizens. These are the possible risks. Everybody, you, me, everybody, we are having these risks in our life. In our life, we are certainly having risk like this. We may become sick. we may become old, we may become senior citizens, we may become differently able or disabled. So social security means when there will be freedom from danger or risk. Risk will be there, but your risk will be protected. Who will protect this risk? Now, this risk will be protected particularly by the state. State means the government. I said through appropriate organization. Actually, who is the appropriate organization? The government itself is the appropriate organization. If somebody becomes old and cannot earn money, the government will provide old age pension. Do you have in your country old age pension? Do you have
In Malawi, we don't have.
any other country having old age pension?
Yes, we have in Ghana.
In Ghana, in India,
Yes.
there is old age. There in India there is old age pension. Even if the pension is very low, but there is old age pension. There is widow pension. Widow pension. If a woman becomes widow, gets pension from the government. That is the social security against poverty of this lady. HIV patients, they get pension. These are the few examples of social security. So social security is particularly covering our risk, covering our risk and protecting us from unforeseen happenings and event. You do not know what is going to be happen tomorrow or after few minutes. So with social security programs, the risk of the danger of citizens are covered by an appropriate organization, which is actually the society. In society, who is the appropriate organization? That is, the government is the appropriate organization. This definition I have quoted from ILO, International Labour Organization. ILO. The definition is a security that society furnishes through appropriate organization against risks to which its members are exposed. This is basically social security. Somebody may become blind by working in some industry, cannot work anymore. What is the social security? He or she will get pension. There is labor law. The concerned person will get pension or one time financial settlement, compensation, and one of his or her family members can also be given jobs. This is called social security. Clear? Clear?
Loud and clear, doctor.
Yes.
So, acha, do you think you as a professional social worker you have roles for social security? What is your role? Can anybody explain?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, please.
Yes, as a social work professional, you when you go to companies, you have to find out if the company is paying the workers their social security into their various institutions, so that at the end of the day, when they finish or they are on retirement, they should be able to survive. And when there is an unforeseen situations like accident, the organization or the company should be able to compensate that individuals. If it is not, then the social worker has the responsibility to help that particular person to get those aids.
Okay. You as a social worker, what will be our role in social security? Now, you have told rightly, there will be many people who even if deserve the social security benefits, but they might have been denied. They don't have capacity. For example, an old lady who deserves old age pension but has become 95, she does not know how to apply for social security programs. Social security program government will give, but government will not, government may or may not find the person, or there will be some corruption, some misappropriations, people, right person may not be identified. So you as a social worker, me as a social worker, what we do is that we connect those people with the social security benefits that is given by the government. One person is, for example, a person is visually impaired, but he needs pension. In many countries, PWD, personal disability, people are given disability pension. But in order to get disability pension, what we need is you need disability certificate. Isn't it? Do you know about it? Disability certificate. In India, that is the system. So if somebody is having disability, the person should have a certificate that he or she is having disability. By producing this certificate, the person will apply for the pension to the government. Online he or she will apply, for example. But do you think that all person with disability will be able to arrange to do disability pension for them, certificate for them? They may need your support. They may need our support. As professional social workers, we can also help people to understand their rights and their entitlements. What exact entitlement means? What they deserve to get is called entitlement, or what is their right. Right is understood to be entitlements. So a person with disability is entitled to get disability pension, but the person is not having disability certificate. You as a social worker, what we do, we create awareness in the community ki this is disability certificate, how this is how one has to apply for disability certificate, this is how we can avail the disability certificate from the government, and this is how we can apply for the pension. We create awareness, we provide sometime hand-holding support to the people. This is how we become a bridge between the government, means the social security programs, and the people. We as social workers. This is how all these things we need to understand. Number one, the concept, and the next thing we need to understand our role. If it is social reform, then what is the role of social worker? If it is charity, then how can we, what is our role? If it is social security, then what is our role? As professional social worker, yes, we will apply scientific tools and techniques. We will make people independent. We will go for creating sustainable development. But will not we help people to get their rights, to avail their social security programs? Yes. So we have also tremendous role to facilitate, to work as a facilitator, so that people will get their entitlements, their social security benefits. Any doubt?
No,
Any
sir.
doubt?
No.
Okay. Okay. Now, social action. Any idea on social action? Any idea about social action?
Yes, please. Social action would be described as collective efforts uh, or initiatives that are aiming at
Yes.
addressing, yeah, that are aiming at addressing some of the challenges that community or people in a
Hmm.
society are facing.
Hmm.
Maybe environmental challenges, economic, environmental, or social problems in general. So it's all
Okay.
about the initiatives or the actions that are taken by the social worker, stakeholders, and the various agencies in addressing those.
Okay. Okay. Friedlander, W. A. Friedlander, he speaks or defines social action as social action is an individual, group, or community effort. This first line you just try to understand. Social action is an individual, group, and community effort. Then who are the main players in social action? It can be individual, it can be group of people, it can be community as a whole. Within the framework of social work philosophy, social action is initiated either by an individual, group of people, or the community as a whole. How do they do? They use the social work philosophy and framework, and they practice social work philosophy. Why? Because philosophy and practice that aims to achieve social progress. Why social action is initiated? Now, social action is initiated to gain social progress. We want progress. How we can progress? We can modify social problems to improve social legislation and health and welfare services. When an individual, a group of people, or community, they use social work frame, practice the social work philosophy, use the social beliefs in social work philosophy, use the framework of social work, and tries to bring progress or tries to modify social problems. Child marriage is happening, untouchability is happening, alcoholism is happening, poverty is there. So you initiate certain action. Who initiate action? Individual can initiate action, group of people can initiate action, or a community can initiate action. This is more or less like social movement. But social action In social action, what's the difference? We strongly believe in the core philosophy of social work practices. So social work has tools, techniques, methods, everything. Social work profession has prescribed norms, prescribed tools, techniques. You as a social actionist or you as a social worker become actionist, or a group of people can become social actionists, or the community can also come forward. They want social progress, they use certain social legislations, they want to bring certain new law. If there is social, if there is child marriage, they said no, abolish child marriage, we want social legislation. So there will be social legislation that child cannot get married if he or she has not attended this age 18. In India, a girl cannot marry before 18, a boy cannot marry before 21. But earlier there was rampant child labor, a child marriage, similarly child labor. Now there is strict law कि a child cannot be engaged into activities if he or she has not attained this particular age. Age is defined as 18. 18. One is not allowed. One is not allowed to work. So will not be allowed for marriage if you have not attended this age. But it was there. Similarly, when you as a social worker, when you find certain such kind of social problem, you want to influence the administration, you want to bring certain changes in social legislation. In social legislation means the law, and you promote, with this practice you promote social welfare among the people or in the community. Some in society you want to promote social welfare. So this is how you have a tremendous role as social actionist. And number two, do you know the methods of social work? Social work has 6 methods. One is primary method, secondary, and second is secondary method. Under primary method, social casework, group work, community organizations are taken. Under secondary method, social work, social action, research and administration, they have been taken as the secondary method of social, the method of social work, secondary method of social work. So social action is also one of the methods used in social work profession. In social movement also similar kind of things we do, but in social action we work more as professional, we work more as professional. In social movement similar kind of things are also done. We want to bring social legislation, we want to promote welfare in the community, we want to pressurize the government or the authorities. Here also we do the similar kind of thing, but in social action we are working more as professionals. Clear?
Sir, would you take me back to the definitions of these two methods of social work or primary and secondary? The definitions, the separate definitions of them.
Which definition you're talking about?
Yeah, primary and secondary as methods of social work.
Huh? What I just
Yeah,
said?
yeah, I would like to understand the definition.
Definition, I gave you one definition.
Okay.
A definition of definition, I'm just giving you one another. I gave you the definition of Friedlander. Social action is social action is an individual, group or community effort. This is also an effort. Effort by whom? Effort by an individual, effort by a community, effort by a group of people. How? With the framework of social work philosophy and practice. In social movement, similar thing can may be done, but that is in social movement we are not using the framework and philosophy of social work practice, or we are not using framework of social work philosophy and practice. In social action, it is an effort, it is an action, it is an initiative, it is a work, it is an action that is done by an individual, done or by a group of people or by the community. How? Within the framework of social work philosophy and practice. I told you that everything looks like social work, like charities, Ramadan, community action, or social networking. All these may look like social work, but social work is a different. Professional social work is different than all these things. How? Now, professional social work believes in scientific method. Is a social professional social work applies scientific methods, tools, and techniques. So in social movement, you as a movement worker, social movement worker, you also talk the similar thing, but you are not using social work framework. Here as an actionist in social action, what you do, you are using social work philosophy. You are using the framework of social work philosophy and practice. So social work has its own prescribed philosophy. What is that? Now, social work believes in democracy. Social work believes in promoting happiness. Social work never believes in judgments, passing judgments. Rather, we are not non-judgmental in our attitude. We become simply the facilitator of change. We do not claim that the change I have done. Rather, my role, your role as social worker is just as a facilitator. This is what we believe as a professional social worker. In social action, whatever initiative you are taking, you are just facilitating by using the framework of social work philosophy and practice. Why? In order to achieve social progress. So the action is also dedicated to achieve social progress, or you want to modify changes. Now child labor is happening, you are modify the changes, you are modifying the social problem. You are compelling the state or the government to bring law and legislation so that there cannot be child marriage, cannot be child labor. So an act will be passed by the parliament, an act will be passed by the government, a social legislation will be introduced in the country. In the country there will be social legislation. According to that legislation, child marriage will be abolished. According to this legislation, child marriage, child labor will be abolished. So that is your goal. What is the goal? You want to modify this social problem. You want to modify the social problem. So you are using you are compelling the state or the government to come out with social legislation. So as as a campaigner, for example, as a campaigner, another word is also that social campaign. You can also become a campaigner. But in social action, what we do, we are using social work philosophy and practice. We cannot go beyond that. Clear?
Yeah, thank you. Now I can
Thank you.
understand that.
Thank you. Acha, do you do you have any WhatsApp group?
No.
No, at the moment we don't have, but we are planning to have one today after these lessons.
Can you do WhatsApp group? Anybody?
Yes, we are going to do it.
Oh, you are going to do already. Okay. So
Yes,
I
sir.
am writing. I am writing my. You know how many numbers you know? You know each other.
Yeah, so far we are about six, if not seven.
So I am messaging my number.
Okay, fine.
It is +91 9438747320 plus 919438747320. I'm just texting my phone number.
Right, I have it.
Who is going to create this WhatsApp group? Who is volunteering?
Philip is going to create it.
Philip? No, who?
Philip Kapat from Malawi.
Oh, okay, Philip.
Yes.
Please create a WhatsApp group. Uh, we will be in touch, and we will be disseminating the information. We'll be discussing few things. Similarly, many other definitions are given in your book. You can refer. Beyond your book, you can also. So, Mr. Philip, please take all these numbers people are texting you in the group.
Yes. Yes.
There are many other definitions given by M.B. Murphy, Jacob, many other, Dunham, many other scholars have given opinions. Similarly, there are social service, there are many other concepts which look like social work, but actually social work is not professional social work. Professional social work is a helping profession that believes in promoting happiness, and it believes in helping people to help themselves. So, emergence of social work in abroad, in many other countries, social work gradually emerged. In 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 british in british kingdom, Elizabethan poor law 1601, 1601, a law was passed by the British Parliament to help poor and needy. Initially initially globally, when we see the history of the globe, the history of the globe, social work history, when we look at the history of social work, we find people believed serving the poor. That was the initial stage. Initially, people were believing that helping someone who is poor means it is a social work. So this, basically, the Elizabethan Poor Law 1601 paved a beautiful path globally for the emergence of social work. And that law also believed in providing services to the poor. But professional social work does not only believe in serving the poor alone. Yes, we believe in eradication of poverty, but eradication of poverty is not only what task we have. For example, someone is alcoholic. Are not you working with him to de-addict him or her? Similarly, when there will be child labor, we are working. When there will be some other legal issues, we are working. When there will be poverty issues, health issues, economic issues, every other problems, we are initiating. But the history of social work profession is actually dating back to actually dates back to working with the poor, the Elizabethan poor law. You please, this is the task I'm giving to you. This is only a history. You can easily read and understand how social work emerged in England, how social work emerged in America, how social work emerged in African countries, in other countries, and gradually social work emerged as profession when social work started to have its own methods. So how many methods social work has? Professional social work has? Social work has two methods, primary method and secondary method. Under primary method, case work, group work, and community organization. And under secondary method, social action, research, and administration. Then what is social case work? Case means single, work means social work to serve. to serve, so, to work with. So casework means when you as a social worker work with a single person is known as social casework. When you work with more than one, with a group of people, that is called group work. When you work with a community as a whole, that is called community organization. Social action, I have already told. Social research, you must know. Research means to find again and again. Every in social work, we also do research, we also do investigate to get more knowledge, more information. We engage as social researcher. So also social administration. Social administration means, when I told social work as a helping profession, it is also rendered, the service is rendered through certain organizations, through disciplines, and within the framework of that organization there is a certain governance, disciplines, administration. That administration is known as social work administration. This is how already we have completed the time of 2 hours. We can discuss the rest things, and in the rest blog in the next class. Please join on time, and we can discuss in WhatsApp group Mr. Philip is creating. I hope we have discussed few important concepts of social work profession and social work, emergence of social work, and Elizabethan Poor Act, and different other concept of social work. Is it okay?
Yes, it is okay.
Speaking 2 hours is actually very very difficult
Uh,
task.
but sir, I would request if the next class, which is tomorrow,
Tomorrow,
you could, yes, bring
what is
that.
what is what's the time now in your respective country? It is 3 to 5. It is 5 evening. What is the time with you?
In Malawi, this is 27 minutes to 2 p.m.
Okay. Other country?
Yeah.
Ghana?
Yes, Ghana, we are in the morning. It's 11:33 here, a.m.
Okay. It is evening hour. You see this. This is going to be evening. It's going to be evening in India. 5.
So you
Uh,
should
Okay.
so you should
so
say good night to
what
me
I
there.
was requesting, sir,
Thank
my,
you.
my request was that tomorrow, if you can bring that screen sharing thing, it could be very helpful,
Yeah, indeed, yes,
rather
indeed.
than just dictating as it has been today. Some are finding difficult. I have a friend here who is texting me uh, a few things which is not understanding.
You,
So I
you can
think
you
if you
can you
can
can
bring
you
that.
can quickly discuss with me. No issue. Any
All right.
any issue we want to discuss in 2 hours, we can easily discuss. There is no issue at all. There is
Okay.
no issue at all. You please do not discuss within you. Directly talk to me. I have told
Uh,
the
he was com- he was asking me if I could ask you if you can do the screen sharing thing.
okay, okay, okay,
Yes.
okay,
So tomorrow, if you can bring that in on
okay,
board, it would be much helpful.
okay, okay. Thank you.
Thank
Bye bye.
you. Bye.
Bye. Thank you, Doug. So you've taken my number already, right? Hello.
Hello. Yes, I got all your numbers, guys. So
Mr. Philip,
I'll create the WhatsApp group.
Philip,
okay.
Hello.
Be us.
Yes, we'll be back
did
soon.
you get the numbers
Just
including those who stand at the first?
Yes.
At first, I mean.
Yes, I've taken your numbers, guys.
Okay, then see later.
Sure.
Make me an admin.
And you want to agree?